Let's talk about the single most incredible, improbable story of all time. It's the story of us.
You know this feeling, right? We've all been there. That little flash of everyday frustration. We just take it for granted that our biggest problem on any given day might be a lukewarm burger or missing a train by seconds.
But what if I told you that moment, that whole feeling, is maybe the most extraordinary illusion in all of history? Seriously. The very fact that you're worried about a cold burger and not, say, a saber-toothed tiger, well, that is the central miracle of our entire story.
To really get a handle on the present, we first have to understand just how unbelievably strange your modern, ordinary life actually is. For pretty much the entire time we've been on this planet, human life was a constant, brutal struggle just to survive. Your world, the one with coffee shops and trains, is this tiny, bizarre exception at the very, very end of a staggeringly long timeline. So let's rewind, way back. Because for most of our history, we weren't the only humans on the block. Not even close. Just look at this timeline. 6 million years ago, our paths split from our ape cousins. But look at that huge overlap in the middle. When our species, Homo sapiens, finally showed up around 200,000 years ago, we walked into a world that was already filled with other kinds of humans. We were never alone. And you know what? One of those other human species was wildly successful. I just want you to stare at this number for a second. 2 million years. To put that in perspective, Homo erectus was on this planet for 2 million years. That is 10 times longer than our entire species has even existed. We aren't the seasoned veterans of this world. We are the absolute newcomers. And for most of that immense history, human progress moved at a pace that is almost impossible for us to even wrap our heads around today. Can you even imagine that? Generation after generation, for millennia upon millennia, making the exact same tool, in the exact same way. It's a period some have called the Great Stagnation. Then one discovery came along that changed our very biology. Fire. It was so much more than just warmth. See, cooking our food unlocked this huge surplus of energy. And where did that energy go? Straight to our brains, fueling their development. Fire literally turned us from the hunted into the hunter, from prey into the apex predator. It was the first true game changer. Okay, so this brings up a really fascinating thought experiment. If you had a time machine and you brought back an infant to raise in our world today, how far back could you go before that baby was just fundamentally different from us? Most experts land on this number, 70,000 years. Go back any further than that, and the baby's brain would likely lack the crucial wiring for our kind of complex language, for abstract thought. This is the threshold for what we call behavioral modernity. And right around that time, 70,000 years ago, after millions of years of stagnation, something just ignited, an explosion of innovation. It turns out, humanity had just unlocked its secret weapon. It wasn't just raw intelligence or tool use. Our true superpower is this: flexible cooperation on a massive scale. Think about it. Bees cooperate, but it's rigid, unchanging. Wolves cooperate, but only in small family packs. We are the only species on Earth that can get millions of complete strangers to work together to build a city or, go to the moon. And this superpower created a kind of knowledge loop. For the first time on Earth, a species could rapidly expand what it knew, preserve that knowledge across generations, and, this is the most important part, build upon it. Knowledge suddenly became cumulative. But here's the crazy paradox. Even with this incredible new cognitive toolkit, for the next 40,000 years or so, life barely changed. We were brilliant individuals, sure, but our world was still ancient. Look at this comparison. An individual ancestor from 40,000 BC was probably stronger, more resilient, and knew way more about how to survive than the average person today. They were true masters of their world. But our collective knowledge, that's where the story totally changes. It really took 3 major revolutions to build the world you and I know. We already talked about the cognitive one, but the next 2, agriculture and then science, those allowed us to build on our knowledge at an exponential rate. That's what led to cities, empires, and eventually the modern age. And let's put this progress in human terms. Civilization itself is only about 500 grandmothers ago.
The scientific method we rely on, that's just 20 grandmothers ago. And the internet, the tool that basically defines our modern world, that arrived just one generation ago. One. This absolutely breakneck speed brings us right back to today, to our world of lukewarm burgers and missed trains, and it forces us to ask a terrifyingly important question. Your entire reality, this complex, globalized, technological civilization, has existed for less than 1,000th of 1% of human history. It's a brand new, completely untested experiment. So the ultimate question really is this. Is this incredible skyscraper of modern life that we've built standing on solid bedrock? Or have we built it all on quicksand, just so quickly that we haven't even noticed it sinking? And honestly, we don't know the answer. Which brings us full circle. The next time you feel that little flash of frustration over something trivial, just pause for a second. Remember that your ability to even be annoyed by such a tiny thing is a miracle. It's an improbable gift, built on a 6 million year saga. You are living the dream of every single human who ever came before you. And that is worth remembering.